Hey, Snap Flash fam, Africa is heating up, literally and figuratively. The latest report from the World Meteorological Organization reveals a climate emergency unfolding across the continent. Droughts, floods, extreme heat, and the stakes have never been higher. Let's break it down. Did you know Africa is losing up to 5% of its GDP each year to climate disasters? From deadly floods in the east to devastating droughts in the south, the continent is under siege, and millions are at risk. What's being done about it? Let's find out. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a Snap Flash update on Africa's biggest stories. According to the State of the Climate in Africa 2024 report, this was one of the hottest years on record. Ocean temperatures soared, storms intensified, and weather became dangerously unpredictable. In East Africa, heavy rains triggered massive floods, destroying homes and infrastructure. Meanwhile, Southern Africa is drying up, battling a brutal drought that's crippling agriculture and worsening water scarcity. Extreme events in Africa included heat waves in Morocco, drought in South Africa, Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe, with tropical cyclones in Mozambique and South Africa.
You may be aware by this time that 2024 was the warmest year on record. And if you look at on the right side, the panel does show the trend of the increasing temperature. And what's been responsible for this? You see, because of increases in the greenhouse gases, and also creating a kind of a blanket for the incoming solar shortwave radiation that comes onto the atmosphere and to the surface of the Earth. The long-wave radiation is usually blanketed by these gases, resulting into what we know as the effect of greenhouse gases, warming of the lower surface of the atmosphere. And let's zero in into the regional characteristics. Regionally speaking, 2024 was considered to be the warmest or second warmest on record, depending on the data set you're looking at. We are talking about 0.9 degrees Celsius compared to the average for 1991 to 2020 average. These are kind of base period we use to determine for a particular year how much increase or decrease the anomaly has been. And so if you look at the slices, the panel on the left, when Africa is divided into regions, we have the North Africa, the West Africa, the East Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa, and the Indian Ocean island area. That division provided for us what we see on the left on the regional land temperature trends. Interestingly, if you look at the last century, the anomalies has not been that much compared to what we find between the last half of the 20th century and current 21st century. If you look at the trend for 1961 to 1990, you see significant anomalies, increases in temperature. And for this current period we're looking at, for 1991 to 2024, you really see very monumental increases, and particularly for North Africa. Keep in mind the red you see here is related to the North African region. So North Africa has been the warmest region as against Southern Africa, which is kind of indigo color, which is the least warmest region in the continent. And let's now take a look at the spatial distribution. Now you can see from the previous slide that the North African region does show anomalies that are quite high compared to other regions. And what this portends is that the impact this will have on water resources in terms of food security security and the ecosystem stress. And that's why, it's important to highlight the importance of these anomalies as they relate to the need for adaptive strategies and robust climate actions to be taken in the continent as a result of increasing temperatures. Now, let's take a look at the precipitation pattern, the spatial distribution of precipitation for 2024. You'll find that the area that looks greenish, bluish green, are where we have positive anomalies, in other words, surplus rainfall. The brown area being area with deficits. And look at, interestingly, the lower part of the Sahel region really had significant rainfall. Okay, but if you look at part of the central region, it's become of drought. And then the southern region was also really very dry. This is really very critical because they also show where we do experience severe drought, particularly in Southern Africa and parts of Central Africa.
Here's the hard truth. African economies are bleeding up to 5% of their GDP every year due to climate shocks. On top of that, countries are diverting nearly 9% of their budgets just to respond to climate emergencies. That's money pulled away from health, education, and jobs. A staggering 60% of Africa still lacks access to early warning systems, meaning most people are caught off guard by extreme weather. The WMO is pushing hard for universal coverage by 2027 with the Early Warnings for All initiative. Better forecasts and faster alerts could save countless lives and billions in damage. By 2030, up to 118 million people living in extreme poverty could be directly impacted by climate disasters, unless we act now. The poorest are being hit the hardest and time is running out. The WMO is urging African leaders, private investors, and international partners to ramp up climate-smart spending. That means boosting infrastructure, modernizing weather tech, and ensuring rural communities get the support they need.
So how have these extreme events impacted, if you look at it from the economic perspective? Looking at how the continent has been able to be resilient, in the face of these extreme events. We've had, many, countries using up to 5% of their GDP to mitigate these impacts. And this is really quite significant sum of money that really are used. But that isn't enough. It's far way below estimated needs of countries in terms of financial resources to mitigate the challenges as a result of these extreme events. But habit we've been able to walk through with new technologies. For example, the digital transformation, which is now becoming the norm in the continent. There's growing awareness of using digital platforms in the continent to collect data, to analyze, and so also deliver critical services and warnings. And what is very important for us right now is early warning for all, is where we are going in terms of service delivery. And these are very vital systems or mechanisms to protect communities and economies. And so there's the need for increased investments in digital infrastructure and capacity building. This is very key. There's need for stronger data stewardship and sharing frameworks. There's also the need for improved equitable access and inclusive service. This is very big. You can see on the right panel the young group of Africans putting their hands to digital tools to improve all that.
Do you think Africa is getting the global support it deserves in the climate fight? Should richer nations be doing more? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you found this eye-opening, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories that matter. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a beat from Snap Flash. Africa's climate crisis isn't tomorrow's problem, it's today's emergency. As floods wash away homes and droughts destroy crops, the call for urgent action grows louder. The future depends on what we do now. Because when Africa rises to the challenge, the world follows. Thanks for watching Snap Flash. Stay informed, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.